So I've got some 13 stripers out here. Right there. Hey everybody, it's PJ from Wisconsin Air Gunners, and I'm out on the farm today. We got the Air Venturi Nomad compressor, and we're gonna fill her up. We're gonna fill the Maverick up off of the Subaru. So it's a pretty simple setup. Basically, you hook red to red and black to black over there on the power. Then you back out of the way, come over here, hit the power button. You'll see blue light come on. Set your dial. In this case, 250 bar. And then press the button. Now we see how long it takes. We're going up to 250 bar. Makes a little bit of noise, but frankly not much more than the car does with the hood up, so that's a plus. We're at 200 bar already. We were probably at about 180 bar before I hooked her up. We're about a minute into this fill. The nice thing about this is the ability to use it out in the field like this. I've got a lot of places to shoot where I'm a little bit farther away from my home compressor, and my compressor is not set up to do the dual power setup that this is set up for. We've got a couple of trips coming up this summer that are going to be the same, where it's going to be head out, and pretty much the car is going to be the power source I have. So that's why I was interested in getting something a little bit more portable, and I appreciate Tyler over at Pyramyd Air for hooking us up so we could test this out over the summer. She's coming up to about 250, so it should kick off in just a minute here. That's 2 minutes right there. It's the FX Maverick Compact, so it's the little guy bottle. Two and a half minutes. And there it is, all done. So now you've got a bleed valve. Oh, wrong side, sorry. A bleed valve over here. And then you're ready to unhook the gun. All right. Give me a few minutes to put everything away, and then we'll go shoot some birds. How's that sound? Well, hello there. That shot was just about at 30 yards. And while he hopped around just a little bit, by the time I got around the back side of the silo, he was already done. This guy was just peeking his head over the silo at about 50 yards, and I just put that pellet right over his head. Lucky for me, a few minutes later he came back and gave me just a smidgen more to look at.
We got him that time.
All right, we're gonna make a recovery on that last pigeon I just shot. It's up on the top of this silo at about 50 yards. And here's what he looks like. Wasn't a whole lot to see. And looks like a quality shot right at the base of the neck. The second pigeon I shot at on this particular day flew out to a grassy area just on the edge of what's about to be planted as a cornfield, and he landed with a couple other birds, and I was able to stalk up and get a shot.
Flaps down, I think he crashed.
So he crashed about 85 yards out into this field, and he was down, but he wasn't quite out. But this follow-up shot did the trick. All right, well, we're taking a hopeful walk out to where I think I put a follow-up shot on this pigeon at 85 yards. So some of his friends are circling here. If they want to come see what he's doing, but so pretty sure I know where I'm going here. He kind of ran out of juice in the middle of the field. Might take me just a minute to locate him. So here we are, about 85 yards out. You can see, well, I can see from here. I get you a little bit closer. Dropped him right through the back. Nice shooting with the Maverick. Usually this field is way more grown up during the summer, so you can't really see what's going on out here, but right now there's quite a few birds moving around. We have to investigate this area just a little bit more in the future. That 85-yard shot represents my longest hit to date with the FX Maverick in .22 caliber. Just as I finished packing the car, this guy came and landed on top of the silo. It's at about 53 yards, and it's my last shot before I went to the next farm.
Smacked that one.
The .22 caliber JSB Hades are certainly taking care of business. So we're at the second farm, and I've got a bull in the background warning me not to take this shot. The insulation in this part of the barn isn't damaged at all, so the .22 caliber pellet I'm shooting at the velocity I'm shooting won't go through the roof, but it will mar up the insulation. Here the birds have already torn the insulation out, so I have no problem taking this shot, and that's one of the reasons why they have to go.
Shots you can't take because there's no backstop.
In a different part of the barn, this guy sat still for me at about 65 yards. He stuck the landing here, and just as I was going to take a second shot, he flitted about another 10 yards across the aisle, and he couldn't make the perch and dropped dead into the pile of grain. Heading outside, produced a couple of quality shots, including this one right off the roof peak at about 35 yards. I guess we're not going to get that guy down. Sometimes it seems like you just can't get a break. And then you do. This guy fell down to where I wasn't going to be able to get at him. But I think it was Josie Wales who said, worms gotta eat, same as the buzzard. There was one last flurry of activity before I took off from this farm. So how about some slow motion? Stay tuned for part 2 of this outing. It should be available sometime next week. As always, Wisconsin Airgun videos are posted first on Airgun 101. If you haven't checked out Airgun 101 yet, you're missing out.